I want to chat about how high symptoms actually equal opportunities and why having high symptoms is not only necessary for your recovery, but it's also not a bad thing, right? So, symptoms in general, right? They're going to come, they're going to go. And what makes the most sense to our bodies and to our stress response that's going crazy right now is to do things when we feel like doing them, right? Like to do things when our symptoms are not super high, comparatively speaking. And when they're super high, we wait it out. So the problem with this is we actually aren't moving forward and we're not making progress when we are um, not taking advantage of those really high symptom moments and really high symptom days. So, for example, if you are say that you do your goal setting, you have your schedule made out, you plan to go to lunch with your friend at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. And then Wednesday morning rolls around and you're having the day from hell. Your symptoms are terrible. You have some new symptoms. You feel like there's no way I can drive. I am not doing good. I've got to cancel my plans. So what happens if you cancel your plans? I mean, sometimes I had to do this, right? It is what it is. But for the most part, I really tried to stick with my schedule because if I cancel those plans, what am I doing? I am agreeing with the symptoms and I am kind of showing my body like you can't handle this. You cannot go to lunch, you cannot drive, you cannot function normally because your symptoms are so high. There's no way. And on the flip side, if I had been able to say, hey, no, we're going to stick with my plans. This is super uncomfortable, but that's all that it is. It's just discomfort. And I'm going to show my body that I can do this and that this is not a threat. Going to lunch is not a threat. Driving is not a threat. So I would go to lunch. Maybe it would be very unenjoyable, and I would find myself in the bathroom a few times trying to regroup, but that's okay, right? And that's a huge opportunity to move forward and show your body that we can do this. And what's nice is these opportunities create these mile markers. And so now you're able to go and kind of compare, right? And so maybe the next week you're having a bad day, not quite as bad as the last week, but you're not having very good symptoms. But you can look and you can compare and say, you know what? If I could go drive last week, and I could go meet my friend for lunch last week, feeling that bad, then I can definitely do this, right? So it's an opportunity to show your body, right? It's an opportunity to build confidence and have those mile markers and, have those things you can compare to and say, if I can do that, I can do this. And it's not just like she said I can do this. It's like I did this. So really, really, really important to view these things as opportunities. Don't view them as things that you're forced into. Maybe you have a work shift and you're like, this job is screwing me. It's screwing my recovery and I'm never going to recover because the job is so stressful or whatever it might be, right? Instead, look at it as if I can handle this job and the stress that it's bringing, and I can learn how to respond to it and show my body it's just a job. I don't have to, freak out about it, then I can handle anything, right? So definitely start using that tool to kind of reframe your mind and approach these bad days with at least something good's going to come out of it, and it's not just making it out alive, right? It's actively moving forward and taking big steps forward in recovery. So bad days, high symptoms are necessary for recovery.